Ladies and gentlemen, each month at Pub Theology, we get together with a local, regional, or national charity and let you know a little bit about what they're doing. Somebody who's filling up our city with a little more faith, hope, and love. And it is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so what we've done each night this month at Pub Theology is invited a breast cancer survivor to come to Pub Theology and share their story of overcoming breast cancer. And we're very, very honored tonight to have the wonderful, the lovely, the survivor, Jenny Town. Let's give Jenny a hand tonight. Jenny, welcome to the Pub Theology stage. It's good to have you. You're gonna have to put this right there. There it is. Jenny, it's great to have you on the stage, but it is interesting because my friendship and relationship with you is usually spent like a little more like around this area. You know, you usually have a mask on, and it's, you know, so I feel like we know each other so well, but we don't.
We have a connection.
We do. No one in this room knows the inside of my mouth like you do, Jenny. Let's just tell the people, do I have good dental hygiene or not?
Excellent.
Excellent. See? It's because Board Dentistry gave me one of those cool toothbrushes that spins around while you brush your teeth. It's like it's a science experiment every morning. It's like, anyway, so we're not here to talk about teeth tonight, Jenny. We're here to talk about, wait a second, well, that was going to get awkward again. Are the kids still here? It's at 10 o'clock. No jokes. No jokes. Anyway, Jenny, we're here to talk about you surviving breast cancer. And so you're a young lady. We want to ask you to identify your age. I'm going to go with 29, maybe. Probably more like 25. But anyway, and I think a lot of times one of the misconceptions we have about breast cancer is that it's something that happens to older ladies. But how long has it been since you have been cancer-free?
This month is my 5th year anniversary.
5th year anniversary, absolutely. So, you were even younger when you were diagnosed with breast cancer. And so what is that like? You're in your 20s, things are going along, you've got a 2-year-old kid, you're married, it's like life is happening. I'm in my 20s, and all of a sudden, this happens. Kind of take us through that happening.
Yep. Life was great. I've always been very healthy. I have a 2-year-old son. I actually just kind of switched jobs, so life was really busy. The dentist office that I worked for at the time had a TV in the room, and it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and they were talking about self-checks and self-exams. And if any of you have kids, you know that you don't have time for a shower by yourself, let alone to check for a lump in your breast. So I heard it on TV, and that night I got home and just happened to have a spare 5 seconds and did a self-exam, and sure enough, there was this lump on the right side, and had my husband come in and kind of feel it, and I'm sure he thought I was crazy asking him to feel me early in the evening.
I don't think he thought you were crazy. He was like, this is an awesome night.
So,
put on some very light or something. Anyway, sorry. No more jokes. This is serious. Sorry, Jenny.
So, the next day I called the doctor. They sent me right in for mammograms. We ended up doing a biopsy and waited over the weekend, and just happened to get a call at work on a Monday morning from my doctor, and sure enough, the pit in my stomach was true, so it was cancer. We followed it with a few surgeries.
I can't imagine, and I don't really want to, but I mean, you're probably working that whole time waiting for that call back. Is like, what if they call back and say you have cancer? I mean, is it disbelief? Is it shock? Is it, I mean, sorrow? I mean, what's the emotion like when they call and that's what they tell you?
I kind of had a pit in my stomach the whole time, but I knew it just wasn't going to be right, but at the same time had this odd comfort that everything was going to be okay. So when I heard the doctor say the word kid, and sorry to tell you this, but it's cancer, I think I just started going to information overload, like give me the doctor's name, let me call my husband, let me make these appointments and get this thing out of me.
Right.
So I really never asked why. Everything happened so fast, you don't have a chance to kind of second guess it. So you prayed about it, and my husband came home
Right. So right away, you guys, I mean, it wasn't like a going into like, I feel sorry for myself or I'm a victim. It was like, we're going to go after this thing, we're going to fight this thing, we're going to beat this thing.
That's right. Let's just do it. Let's do surgery. Let's do treatment.
Right.
Whatever we needed to do, let's pray about it, turn it over to God, because it's much bigger than what we can personally handle.
Absolutely.
So.
What was your guys' treatment plan that you, I mean, it was surgeries, but did you have to do chemo, radiation, everything?
Yeah, initially I was just going to have surgery and radiation for 6 weeks, and when they went in for surgery, it was a little bit more involved, a little bit deeper into the tissue, so I ended up with 6 rounds of chemo and 6 weeks of radiation, and then another infusion I had to have for a year after that. And I'm still taking medicine until next spring. So.
Wow. So I mean, obviously your husband waking up every day fighting to stay alive, to continue being a great mom, but what's some of the other stuff that kept you going? Because I would guess that when you get news like that and you're fighting through that, it's got to be difficult to wake up every day and keep yourself encouraged, to keep yourself fighting, to not allow, gratitude for another day to be kind of overwhelmed by sadness or bitterness that you have to go through this. So what is some of the stuff that sustains you through that?
We have a great support group at our church and our family and our friends. They were a big part of it.
Yeah.
And I really never worried about it. I kind of had a come to moment with God at church after my first chemo, and I just let Him have it.
Yeah.
So, but the friends and the dinners and the play dates for my son Luke, that all was huge, and I still remember each and every card that came in the mail. If I could go house to house and thank those people, never underestimate what your small deed can do to help someone else.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've been cancer free for 5 years, Jenny, which is an amazing thing, which is an awesome thing. But there's got to be folks in this bar tonight that maybe they're fighting some kind of cancer tonight, or their family member is, and you just shared a little bit right there. But what is something, a word of encouragement or advice you could give them as far as if it's somebody themselves or somebody that they know that's going through it, of how can they be an encouragement to help them keep fighting?
Most importantly, if you know someone who's fighting, that horrible disease or some other disease or going through a hard time, is pray for them.
Yeah.
We prayed a lot. I know a lot of people prayed for me.
Yeah.
And just turn it over to God, seek God, because it is much bigger. It's much more stressful and hard on you than you can handle. I really tried to do that and never ask that why question, and out of it came this awesome relationship with Him.
Yeah. It's amazing. We'll talk about this a little bit later tonight, is that one of the things that's consistent with all the ladies that we're going to introduce you to, or we have this month at Pub Theology, is that they're survivors, they're great women of strength, they're awesome ladies, but the thing that's consistent is all of them are amazing ladies of faith. And what you're going to hear every week is that it's ladies that walk through something that none of us would want to, but when you get through it, you actually look back on it, and not that you would want to go through it again, but you see the way that God makes you the woman that you are, and being able to understand Him and just life in a such different place. But it's amazing to see somebody like yourself go through that, and at the end of it, have a greater appreciation with life and not have a bitterness.
Patients and people I meet and family, friends, they'll see me with, I am so sorry that you had to go through that. That's the first thing someone says is, I'm sorry. And I'm not. So much good has come out of it, and my appreciation for the little things, and my family, and my friends, and my co-workers, and most importantly, my relationship with Jesus Christ.
Yeah, absolutely, Jenny. Jenny, thank you so much for being here tonight at the Pub Theology stage. We're so glad.
Keep it going for Jenny.
Absolutely.
Stand together.
Thank you, Jenny.
And you didn't get a standing now.
I'm good.